Have you ever lost weight successfully only to slowly see it creeping back on? Maybe it's just a few pounds, or maybe you've regained all of your weight. You've worked so hard to lose it, and now you feel frustrated, discouraged, maybe even a little embarrassed that's happening again. If that's you, I want you to take a deep breath and know that there is nothing wrong with you. You haven't failed. You just have entered this next phase of your journey, the phase of mastering maintenance. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. This is episode number 221 of the Healthy Real Food Podcast. What to do when the weight creeps back on, how to return to your natural weight without shame, restriction, or starting over. This is the Healthy Real Food Podcast. I'm your coach, Erin Hart, a registered nurse and health coach who understands the struggle of feeling out of control around food and has walked the path of transformation. If you are a woman who feels powerless against your cravings and is ready to live your life with more energy, mental clarity, and purpose, there is hope. Here, we believe that with God, a mindset of unstoppability, and consistent execution of a winning strategy, anything is possible for you. So, if you're ready to find freedom from food addiction, take control of your health, and pursue your dreams with renewed energy, support, and accountability, let's go. Hey, my friend, happy holidays. It's officially the holiday season, and yeah, I hope that you're having a great one so far. We had a really fun Halloween last week, and when I recorded this episode, it was last week. But yeah, the holidays can stir up a lot of emotions. You might be feeling excitement and nostalgia, joy, stress, all of them mixed together. In 2020, when I first started living a healthy real food lifestyle free from sugar and flour, I remember feeling so apprehensive about the holidays. You might be feeling that way too right now. It didn't seem possible to me to enjoy them without sugar and flour and processed foods. But fast forward, this is my sixth holiday season, sugar and flour free. And it hasn't even crossed my mind until I sat down to write this episode. So it's so exciting. And I just want you to know it gets easier, I promise. It's just not an issue for me anymore. And that's what experience brings, confidence. Navigating the holidays with a healthy real food lifestyle, it's not about being perfect, it's about being unstoppable. It's such a blessing to enter into this season having peace with food. And I'm so grateful to my past self, the one who didn't give up, the one who just kept learning and course correcting. And that's really what I want for you is to stay on your plan this season. I challenge you. So just imagine how amazing it's going to feel to enter the new year with momentum instead of regret, knowing you're already that much closer to your goal. But this episode is not about navigating the holidays. If you're wanting more specific guidance on navigating the holidays, go back and listen to last year's episode where I walk through those practical strategies for staying consistent with a healthy real food lifestyle during the holidays. And we may have another one coming up later, but we have some really great ones. I think I've done one every year that I've had this podcast over 4 years. So I think you can find some really great information with practical strategies to help you. Staying on plan during the holidays is so important, and not just because you're following a plan, it's because you're building a new identity. You are becoming a person that has boundaries with food, and that will bring you so much confidence in your choices. As James Clear says in the book Atomic Habits, which I know I quote all the time, but it's such a good one. True behavior change is identity change. So you're not just trying to act like a healthy person, you are becoming one by watching your own behavior. And if you make exceptions for every special occasion, every day becomes a special occasion, and that's what slows down or even will prevent your progress. So stay focused, remember your why, this is the perfect time to commit to your goals because while most people are sliding backward during the holidays, you can build that momentum toward your best year yet. So now, while the holidays can sometimes lead to deviations, today's episode isn't about the holidays. It's about something many of us have faced: weight creep. Maybe you've lost 100 pounds. It just happened to be the same 10 pounds 10 times. Or maybe you did lose 100 pounds and have gained some or all of it back. If you are a woman over 40 who's working toward food freedom, this episode is for you. So, whether you've regained weight and are trying to lose it again, or you're approaching this goal seriously for the first time, I want to help you to do it so that you can lose weight for the last time. Because the goal isn't just to lose weight, it's to live free from food obsession and that fear of regaining your weight. Imagine waking up every day at peace with food and your body, confidence in your choices, and focus on what really matters in your life. Your family, your life purpose, your dreams, your goals. And that is really our goal here, is to help you to free yourself from food obsession and weight obsession so that you can live your best life. So if you've regained weight after weight loss, I know how frustrating and painful that can be. I've been there too. But hear me when I say that the past doesn't equal the future. If you take time to reflect and learn from what happened, weight regain can become one of your greatest teachers on this transformation journey. Success in this lifestyle, it's not about getting it perfect, it's about constant course correction and unstoppability. It's about overcoming perfectionism and that all or nothing thinking. So when you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up. You got to learn from it. Just like learning the piano or learning how to ride a bike, you might feel a little clumsy at it at first, but over time, you're going to get better. And this is a skill that you can master, even if it's something that you've struggled with your whole life. And if you've regained weight, that simply means that you've already figured out how to lose it. So that's a win. You just haven't yet learned the art of maintaining it. So, way to go for figuring out phase one. That's awesome. But before we get into the strategy for maintaining your weight, I want to remind you, wherever you are in your journey, it's so important to love yourself right where you are right now. You don't have to hate yourself to healthy. Shame and guilt are not going to help you to change. Your past self did the best that she could, and we have to give ourselves grace. And if you've turned back to food after a season of peace, that may just be a signal that there's more inner work to do. Turning to food is often what I like to think of the canary in the coal mine. It's a signal, a sign that your nervous system needs some attention and care. Your brain is designed to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and conserve energy. And when your nervous system becomes dysregulated, meaning you're in that fight or flight mode, your brain is going to look for relief. In the past, we've often gone to food for that. Maybe your kids are melting down, or your schedule's packed, or life just feels heavy. Maybe you face some disappointments, or you're lonely. So, in those moments, food offers quick comfort, but that comfort is temporary and often followed by guilt, right? When we use food to cope with all the stresses and emotions of life, it becomes its own problem and it also compounds whatever problem you do have. So we have to learn to face those problems head on and find a different pathway to solving those. So part of the long-term sustainability in this lifestyle is learning how to regulate your emotions without using food. So that means pausing, breathing, allowing yourself to feel your feelings instead of feeding them. And it means finding other ways to soothe your nervous system. There's so many different ways to care for ourselves outside of food that can give us comfort and peace, like prayer, journaling, music, or walking outside, being outside in nature. When we use food to feel better, like we said, it just compounds the problem. Food does not solve any problem except true physiological hunger. And when we use food in that way, it becomes its own problem. But when we learn to feel instead of feeding those emotions, that's when peace begins. So many people reach their goal weight and they start saying, okay, I can go back to eating like I used to now. But as my friend Noreen Savage always says, she says, if you go back to your old ways, you're going to go back to your old weight. To maintain your goal body, you have to keep doing the things that helps you to get there in the first place. And the three things that are going to pull you off track are excuses, exceptions, and ego, the three E's. So, excuses sound like that voice in your head that says, I deserve this. Exceptions sound like, oh, it's just one bite. And your ego may whisper to you, oh, I got this under control now. But the truth is, lasting results come from humility, consistency, and commitment to the lifestyle, not that diet mentality. So you don't lose fat cells when you lose weight, they just shrink. And that's why binging and overeating can quickly lead to regaining weight because all of that infrastructure is still there. And it's just nature does not like to exist in a vacuum, and our body will easily store excess calories as body fat. So that's why it takes more effort to lose the weight than it does to gain it back. But the good news is that once you understand this, you have power, you can prevent this. Here's another reason that a lot of people regain weight. It's metabolic adaptation. So when you eat too little for too long, or you're in a caloric reduction for a long time, your body tries to protect you from starvation. It slows your metabolism, it reduces your energy output, and starts to burn fewer calories. If your caloric reduction is greater than 30% of your maintenance calories, you likely are losing muscle along with fat, which also compounds that problem and lowers your metabolic rate even further. That's why rapid weight loss, whether from extreme dieting or under eating, has to be really approached with care. So, when you lose weight too fast, you risk losing muscle mass. And when you regain that weight, you're gaining back fat, not muscle. And so that puts you in a worse place metabolically than when you instead aim for a 10 to 30% caloric reduction and build in a few maintenance breaks every few months. Eat for purpose, not just pleasure. We want to protect your muscle and never eat below your basal metabolic rate. So that slow, sustainable weight loss wins the long game. So this is especially important for people who are taking GLP-1 medications. Because of that risk of regaining the weight back, it's very common when people come off of the medications to regain their weight. If you haven't done the inner work, if you haven't created a maintenance plan to help you to keep it off, GLP-1s can be an incredible tool on your weight loss journey. They help to decrease your hunger and your cravings. But when you come off of those medications, the hunger and the cravings will return to their normal levels. And you need to be prepared for that. Otherwise, overeating can lead to that weight creep again. If you've regained weight, this is your opportunity to go deeper and to do that inner work. Ask yourself, why did I turn back to food? Or what was I trying to escape or soothe? Do that compassionate curiosity. So don't beat yourself up. Talk to yourself with compassion and curiosity. Learn from this. This inner work, learning to process emotions in healthy ways, is the foundation of sustainable weight loss because until you address the root cause, that behavior will just keep resurfacing. You may also need to redefine your goal body. Health is not a number on the scale. It's how strong you feel, how you move through your life. If you've regained a little bit of weight, don't freak out. I want you to look at the overall big picture of your health because muscle does weigh more than fat. And if you've gained muscle, your scale weight might be higher, but you're healthier than ever, right? So focus on function, not just a number. If you have regained some body fat, you can definitely lose that, but it might not mean needing to get back to that lower number. Maybe it's just staying in your maintenance plan, focusing on some exercise and focusing on that body recomposition. So, losing your fat, maintaining or building your muscle mass, and your weight might not change when you do that, but you're still healthier. So redefine your goal body not just as the number on the scale, but as your body composition. We want to have a healthy body fat percentage and we want to be building muscle. We want to be getting stronger, right? Strong, not skinny. It's really hard to climb out of a rut alone. You can have the best plan in the world, but without accountability and support, it's really easy to drift back into those old habits. So that's why ongoing coaching, community, and scheduled check ins are so essential, not just during the weight loss phase, but also in maintenance. They're going to keep you out of that ditch and on your path when life gets busy or motivation dips. Support and accountability are not a cost, they're an investment. And think how much time, energy, money you've spent trying to figure this out alone. Like, what if this time you did it differently and you had guidance, encouragement, and structure with you every step of the way? You really deserve to achieve your natural weight and stay there to find peace with food, not through willpower or isolation, but through connection and support. And this is how you do it so that you can lose weight for the last time. In our coaching program, we really are focused not just on weight loss, we're focused on losing weight and keeping it off for good. In the Healthy Real Food program, when you lose all of your excess weight and you've completed at least a year in our coaching program, you can continue in the program for free as a mentor. We really want to help you not just during the weight loss phase, but help you during the hardest time for most people, which is that transition to maintenance and keeping it off for good, right? Living in maintenance. It's creating a new identity. It's a different goal than weight loss. And that's why a lot of people struggle. So we help you navigate that every step of the way. Life is short. None of us knows how much time we have. This weekend, my mother in law had a heart attack, and she has struggled with her health for a long time. And she's had diabetes and cancer, leg amputation, blindness, right? And it's really hard to see her going through all of that. But it really, seeing her in the hospital bed this week, it has brought a lot of, well, emotions to me because I love her so much. Um, but it also has just really fueled this passion that I have for the work that we do here. Our goal is not just to lose weight, it is to live fully so that you can have longevity, so that when you're aging, you can have a better quality of life, to have the energy and the confidence to live your purpose, to be present with your family, to have the strength and freedom to do what's the most important for you. So, you gotta really lean into your why. If you've regained a little bit of weight, all is not lost. Remember your why because when this journey gets hard, and it will, your why is what is going to keep you grounded. And that's what's going to help you to not give up and keep trying. I love reminding my clients of the rule of thirds. So, a third of the time, this journey is going to feel exciting and fun. A third of the time, it's going to feel really boring and repetitive. And a third of the time, the process of transformation is really hard. You're going to get discouraged. You're going to make a mistake or slip up or have a setback. But the women who succeed, it's not because it was easy. It's because they stayed connected to their why throughout all three of those phases. When your why is deep and strong enough, you will find that strength to keep going no matter what. Transformation isn't just about changing your body or looking cute in jeans. It's about becoming the woman who doesn't give up on herself when it gets hard. It's about becoming your best self and who you want to be. After I initially lost 125 pounds and achieved my goal, I thought the hardest part was behind me, but it turns out the real transformation was just beginning for me. I started my business almost immediately because I wanted to share this message of hope with others like me who are struggling like I was. But changing my career was really stressful. I was constantly feeling like I was in fight or flight mode. I was trying to manage everything. Someone told me I could have a cheat meal once a week, and I never went back to sugar and flour. It's been over 5 years since I've adopted this lifestyle, and I haven't been perfect, but the sugar and the flour are not even an issue for me at all. But what I struggled with was making exceptions with quantities. And guess what? You can regain weight without sugar and flour. Between emotional dysregulation, long work days, caring for everybody else, I started turning to food for comfort again. And I was watching that scale creep up, and I felt that old anxiety return. Adding exercise during maintenance created some new challenges too because I didn't exercise much during the weight loss phase. I didn't have those habits in place. And when I transitioned to maintenance and starting to exercise really vigorously, I was really hungry. I didn't understand how to fuel my body properly. So that led to hunger, food chatter, and occasional binging, which hadn't been an issue for me for over a year, even though it's something I had struggled with my entire life. Once I had adopted that sugar and flour free lifestyle, I thought that that was behind me. And it wasn't as intense as before, but I did lose some of my peace. The turning point came when I chose not to hide and I stayed connected to my support system. I talked about all of this openly and refused to shame myself because I knew that if I was going through this, that my clients may go through that in the future as well. So I shared the whole messy middle as I was going through that. And I practiced the same tools I teach in the program, right? Compassionate curiosity and course correction. And that created even more transformation than the first year of my weight loss journey. So I discovered that I had been living with anxiety for years and I never realized that. I just thought that this was how people feel all the time. So I sought help from my doctor, uh, therapy, life coaching, and from God. And instead of asking, what's wrong with me? I just started asking, like, what am I feeling right now that's making me want to turn to food? And that one question changed everything for me. So maintenance truly is its own phase of transformation. And the work doesn't stop when you reach a certain number on the scale. It just evolves. Peace comes from progress, not perfection. And I've learned that I am so much stronger now because I went through that experience. I've learned to get up faster. I've learned not to give up. And I've learned to overcome that all or nothing thinking and perfectionism. Because of that struggle, I found new tools I now teach to my clients. And I've been free from binging now for over a year. I've lost 25 pounds this year. I've gained muscle and found a deeper level of resilience and peace. So I had more inner work to do. And I'm so grateful that I went through it. The challenges that we face on our health journey during this transformation process are gifts. They are gifts because it made me stronger, wiser, and so much more compassionate and empathetic. Look, you don't have to do this alone. You are a daughter of God, a son of God, and you have a loving Father in heaven who cares deeply about you. Your health, your growth, and your peace are important to God. And it's my belief and my faith that He knows the desires of our hearts. He wants to help us to become the healthiest, happiest versions of ourselves. Whatever your beliefs are about God or a higher power, I invite you to lean into that. Understanding and believing that through the atonement of Jesus Christ, we can have divine help to overcome that natural part of us, the natural man that craves comfort and control. That helped and gave me so much strength. I believe in the power that God has to do miracles. The same Savior who turned water into wine still performs miracles today. And that can include miracles with our health, our mindset, and our relationship with food. So, whatever your beliefs are about God, about a higher power, I just want to invite you to lean into that you are not alone. And when you partner with God, with your higher power, your transformation will become sacred work. With His help, you can do what once felt impossible and get strength above your own. So, wherever you are today, whether you have experienced weight creep, if you've hit a plateau, or you're just starting again, remember you're not starting over. You are wiser. You are starting from experience. So, stay curious, stay compassionate, and be patient with yourself and stay connected. With patience, persistence, and faith, you can return to your natural weight and finally experience peace with food for good. Thanks for listening today. If you enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love my coaching program. If you're struggling and want to lose weight for the last time, I can help you. Just imagine living in your goal body and having peace with food. Your success is guaranteed. To learn more about how to get support, guidance, and accountability so you can find peace with food, achieve your goal body this year, and have more energy, visit www.healthyrealfood.com. While you're there, click the link to my schedule for a free one-to-one coaching call so we can get you started on your success path. You have the power to create the life that you want. This is the year of you. I'm cheering you on. Now go win the day. You got this.